Hi everyone, this is a quick energizing flow. We're gonna get moving right away. So if you need an extra warm up, do so now. If not, when you're ready, we'll get started in downward facing dog. So your feet are hips distance apart. Maybe a little bend in the knees to start as you warm up. Push the mat away from you, draw the belly button in towards your spine, lift the hips up towards the sky, and then draw the heels down towards the mat. It's okay if they don't get all the way there. Take some little movements, begin to pedal out the feet. Feel into the hamstrings, into the outer hips. When you're ready, come to stillness. Feel the activation in this down dog. Down dog's a really active pose. Keep pushing the mat away and lifting the hips up towards the sky. Engage the core, draw your front ribs down. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Exhale, round the spine forward to plank. Hold for one breath here. Drop the knees, drop your chest and your chin. And then scoot the chest forward through the hands as you lift and untuck the toes into a little baby cobra. Exhale, lower the chest. Tuck the toes, push back, child's pose. Drop the forehead on the mat. Keep the toes tucked. Just a breath here. Inhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose, fill the lungs. Exhale out the mouth. Let it go. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes and slowly tiptoe all the way up to meet your hands. Take your feet hips distance, take a nice deep bend in the knees, grab opposite elbows for a ragdoll forward fold. Allow your whole upper body to be heavy. Keep the bend in the knees so that your belly can touch the thighs. Release any tension in the back of the neck. Option to sway side to side here. Come to stillness, release your hands down to the mat, and slowly roll, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Allow your head to come up last. Nice big roll the shoulders back, down the back. Release the palms forward, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Draw your belly button in towards your spine, engage the core. Active in this mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, soften the knees, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Option to keep a little bend in the knees as you lengthen through the spine here. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back behind you, drop the left knee, rise up for low lunge. Inhale brings you up, sink the hips forward and down as you exhale, one breath here. Release the hands down to the mat, step the right foot back to meet the left, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Rise up high onto the right toes, exhale as you round it forward, left knee to nose. Create space for that left foot to step beside your left thumb. Drop the back knee, low lunge on the left side. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, sink the hips forward and down. One breath here. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, frame the left foot. Lift the back knee as you tuck the back toes and step the right foot to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, palms to touch. Exhale, dive it back down. We'll keep on flowing. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift, long through the back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot back behind you for high lunge. So the back knee is lifted, you're high on the ball of the back foot. Inhale brings you up. Exhale to hold. On your next exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Rise up high onto the left toes. Exhale as you round forward, right knee to nose. Push the mat away. Create space for your right foot to step beside your right thumb. High lunge. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, sink a little deeper into the lunge. Soften the back knee just a little bit. Release the hands to frame the front foot. Step the left foot to meet the right. Exhale, forward fold. In your forward fold, bring your toes together, heels slightly apart. Sink the hips, rise up, chair pose. Slight tuck of the tailbone for a long, straight spine. Keep sending the hips back and down. Lift your gaze, lift the chest just a little. Inhale, rise up, slight lift at the chest, mini back bend. Exhale, fold it forward over the thighs, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. Inhale, send the upper body forward. Exhale, hug the arms in, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, open the chest. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, come back to the breath. Deep cleansing breath in if you need it. Inhale, fill lungs. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, right leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Rise up high onto the left toes. Exhale as you round it forward. Right knee to your nose. Create space for your right foot to step by your right thumb. Come back up into your high crescent lunge. We'll hold here for a few breaths. Hips are square towards the front of the room. Take a little bend in that back knee just to keep any pinching out of the low back. Keep the legs active and engaged. Keep some buoyancy with that bend. Spiral the pinkies back towards the back of the room. On your next inhale, open up for warrior two. So back foot comes parallel to the short edge of the mat. Heel to heel alignment here. Right knee directly over the right ankle or just slightly behind is fine. Gaze out over the right middle finger. It's a nice open hip pose. Ground down through the outer edge of that back foot. Keep the arch lifted. Flip the right palm out towards the sky. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand rests on the left thigh. Gaze up and under the right arm. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Pass through warrior two. Begin to reach the upper body forward. Come into extended side angle. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm reaches up and can come over the ear. Gaze up and under the left arm. Challenge your balance. Extend the right arm straight out in front of you. Feel that core turn on. Inhale brings you back up. Warrior two, one breath. Exhale, bend into the left knee for Skandasana. Straighten the right knee. Flex the right toes. Bring your hands to heart center or keep them on the ground. Take this lunge to your depth. So maybe you're up here. Maybe you're all the way down. Whatever works for you. Bring your hands up to heart center if you feel balanced. And then sprinkle the left fingertips across in front of the left knee. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Gaze up towards the right hand. Open the chest here. Begin to take a little twist. Opening the chest up over to the right. Exhale, release the right hand down to the mat. Begin to spin towards the back of the mat. Both your toes point forward. You're high on the ball of the back foot. Come into a runner's lunge. Ground down through the right hand. Lift the left arm up towards the sky for twisted lunge. Create buoyancy with your legs here. So actively pull the feet towards each other. Create activation through the legs. Gaze up towards the left hand. Power down through that right arm. And begin to lift up with the core as you spin onto the knife edge of the right foot. And then lift the left foot back. Stack on top of the right for side plank. Or stagger the feet for better balance. Push the mat away. Really engage your obliques, your side body here. Gaze down towards the right hand for balance. Gaze up towards the left hand for a little bit more of a challenge. Exhale, release the left hand down, come into plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, fill the lungs. Exhale out the mouth. Let something go. Inhale, left leg reaches up to the sky for three-legged dog. Rise up high onto the right toes. Exhale as you round the upper body forward, left knee to your nose. Push the mat away, create space for that left foot to step beside your left thumb. Power down through the feet as you rise up for high crescent lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper into that front knee. Slight little micro bend in the back knee to keep the buoyancy in the legs. You're high on the ball of the back foot. Spiral the pinkies towards the back of the room. Begin to open up warrior two. Spin on the back toes. Back foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Left knee is directly over that left ankle or slightly behind. Shoulders stacked directly over the hips. Gaze out over the left middle finger. Keep grounding down through the outer edge of the back foot. Flip the left palm up towards the sky. Reverse your warrior. Right fingertips rest on the right thigh. Gaze up and under the left arm. Breathe here. Exhale, release. Back into warrior two and then reach the upper body forward for extended side angle. Left forearm to left thigh. Right arm reaches up overhead or over the ear. Gaze under the right arm. Keep lifting up with the upper body. Challenge your core, challenge your balance. Extend the left arm out in front of you. Breathe here. Inhale brings you back up. Warrior two for one breath. Exhale, straighten the front knee. Bend into the right foot. Bend into the right knee for Skandasana on the right. Again, take this lunge to your depth. If you want to hang out up high, if you need to come off the toes, find a lunge that works for you. Bring the hands up to heart center if you can. And sprinkle the right fingertips across, out from that right knee. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. Gaze up towards the left hand. Keep spiraling your chest open to the left. Exhale, release the left hand down. Spin the toes towards the front of the mat. Come into your runner's lunge. Ground down through the left hand. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. Twist from the core. You're high on the ball of the back foot. Actively pull the feet towards each other to create some buoyancy and activation through the legs. Gaze up at that right hand. Think about the core here. Push the mat away. Really ground down through that left hand as you lift the left foot up and back for side plank. Stack the right foot on top of the left or stagger them for extra balance. Push the mat away. Turn on that side core. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Gaze down at the left hand for balance, or maybe challenge your balance. Gaze up towards the right hand. Keep breathing. As you release the right hand down, plank pose. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open the chest. Exhale, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Whew. I'm sweaty. Inhale, right leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Take a nice big hip circle here. And then bring the right shin across the mat for pigeon pose. So come to your depth here. Pigeon is traditionally parallel to the short edge of the mat, but that's not always accessible for everyone, especially sometimes it bothers my knees, so I go for the 45. Back leg is long down behind you. Long straight line directly from your hip. Square the hips towards the front of the mat. Challenge your balance here. So pull your right knee and left knee towards each other. So activate through the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, reach it forward. Take a little rest. Get deep into the hip here. Find a way to rest your forehead. Maybe on your hands, maybe on a block. We'll be here for about a minute. Get quiet. Quiet your mind. Breathe into any sensations that you're feeling in the hips. Slowly begin to crawl your upper body back up. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the back toes. Lift the front leg up and back. Come back to three-legged dog. Take another hip circle if you need it. It was deep on the hip. Release the right foot down. This time the left leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Keep the shoulders square. Take a nice big hip circle with that left leg. Come to stillness. And then round it forward, bringing the right shin across the front of the mat. Taking pigeon to your depth. Your right leg is long, straight down behind you. Right foot is straight. The ankle's not sickled. Activate through the legs, so pull. Think about pulling the knees towards each other. Get that little lift up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, begin to fold it forward. Finding a place to rest your head so your head's not hanging down. Breathe through any sensations, any tension you're feeling in the hips. When you feel that resistance, bring breath. Slowly begin to walk your upper body back up. Hands under the shoulders, tuck the back toes, lift the left leg up and back for three-legged dog. Take some hip circles, whatever movements you need to release the hips. Come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high onto the toes. Begin to walk about halfway up your mat. And then come to a seat. Get to a spot where when you lay back, you'll have lots of space. Reach the arms forward and slowly roll, engaging your core so much slower than you want to go. One vertebrae at a time. All the way down to your back. We'll take one energizing back bend here. Take bridge pose, so walk your heels in so that you can graze the backs of your heels with your fingertips. Push your lower back into the mat, ground into the feet. And then as you inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky. Imagine you're squeezing a block in between your knees, keeping the legs straight, not allowing them to splay out. If you want to take this a little deeper, roll onto the backs of your shoulders, clasp the hands, and then lift your chest and your hips higher. Take a few breaths here. Back body is engaged but not clenching. Slowly untuck the shoulders if they were tucked. Place the hands, the palms on the mat, and then slowly, slowly, slower than you want to go. One vertebrae at a time. All the way down to your back. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Grab onto the outside edges of your feet for happy baby. Feet flat up towards the sky. Pull the knees in towards your armpits. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the mat. Option to rock side to side here. Release the grip of the hands on the feet. Hug the knees into the chest for one last squeeze. And then release the legs long down the mat for Shavasana. Allow the feet to splay out. Palms face up, arms by your sides. Let everything go. Allow your body to melt into the mat. Allow your breath to come and go naturally. Take as long as you need here in this Shavasana. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.